I'm Sensei Alex Kakuyo, North American contributor for Buddhist Global. Thanks for joining me for this episode of The Ordinary Buddhist. The title of today's Dharma talk is Woodworking and Buddhist Ethics. Before we get into that, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post talks in the future. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. In the West, we tend to be very comfortable with the meditative teachings of Buddhism. It's a bit strange, but when the teacher tells us to sit on the cushion, to focus on our breath, to quiet our minds, most of us are happy for the break. Even if we don't fully understand what's going on, we understand that it's nice and healthy to turn off our devices for a while and turn within. That said, we tend to pull back a bit when we talk about the ethical teachings of Buddhism. When the teacher tells us that we need to practice right speech, right action, right livelihood, when they tell us we need to hold to the 5 precepts, refraining from killing, stealing, abusing intoxicants, etc., it's not so much that we disagree with what's being said, we just don't like being told what to do. And this is very ordinary, very natural, because we in the West, our focus as a society is placed on the individual, on the individual's pleasure, the individual's desire. So taking any sort of direction from outside sources feels strange. However, the Buddha was very clear about the fact that we cannot realize enlightenment unless we hold to the Buddha's ethical teachings, as found in the Noble Eightfold Path, the 6 perfections, the 4 Brahma Viharas, the 5 precepts, etc. Now, for myself, I found that I was able to become more comfortable with the Buddhist ethical trainings and the boundaries that they place on us when I got into the hobby of woodworking. Now, when I first decided that I wanted to build some furniture for myself, I was a bit careless, a bit full of myself, if you will. I had no idea that I'd build something as nice as some of the professional grade furniture that I saw on YouTube. I purposely set out to not do that. I just wanted a table that would hold my things and a comfortable chair to sit on. And how hard could it be, really, to cut wood to length and put it together with screws, boom, boom, boom? And what I found is that in and of itself isn't hard. It's not hard to cut the lumber. It's not hard to place the screws so that it sticks together. What is difficult, however, is placing the screws in the right setting, the right spacing, so that the table doesn't wobble when you bump into it. What is hard is placing the wood together in such a way that it gives the proper support necessary so that the chair doesn't break when you sit on it. In short, I found that in my carelessness, in my eagerness to get started, I had bypass a lot of important rules and teachings of woodworking that would have saved me a lot of hassle, that would have allowed me to be a successful woodworker. So I had to go back to the drawing board. I had to watch YouTube videos. I had to read books. I had to study the ways of the masters, the woodworkers who had come before me, so that I could more effectively build my own furniture. And by following their instructions, I'm glad to say I've been largely successful. Again, I'm not an expert by any means. You'll never see my work on Amazon or eBay, but it's good enough to hold my weight in terms of chairs that I sit on and benches for the family and tables to hold my tea. Now, the point in all of this is that when we talk about Buddhist ethical training, it's much like learning how to be a woodworker. The Buddha isn't shaking his fist and threatening to beat us with a stick if we don't follow his instructions. He's just saying that, look, life will go easier, the practice will go better if you follow these instructions. The same instructions that he followed 2,600 years ago when he founded the Buddhist Sangha. And these instructions have been passed down for thousands of years, not to ruin our fun, but because they work. And frankly, anything that has lasted that long is probably worth our attention. Amitabha.